I don't know, a lot of you guys out there watching probably are not too familiar with Bark River, Mike Stewart, and his philosophy, but Mike is a great guy, and he is a very, very intelligent human being when it comes to bladed tools. He is a walking encyclopedia, and the man just knows how to make blades. I've been using and collecting for a long time. I saw the Bark River brand for years, a little bit on the pricey side. And yes, I will say, and I've had some comments about some of my videos about these being a little bit on the pricey side, and they are. And I'll get to that in a second. My logic for why I think it's a very good value. But Mike Stewart is he's a great designer. He really is. So anyway, when I found the Bark River brand, I looked over the models and drolled over the models for several years, but I wasn't in any position at that time to really have a collection like I do today. So fast forward down the road, I worked my butt off, got myself into a good position where I could afford a few things, a few toys. So I got back into collecting knives, and my first one was this model right here. And this is the Bushcrafter Lt. And the LT is the light model. So typically they would have a thinner stock. This is in 1/8 inch, 0.125. Hollow pins, matte natural canvas, 3V on the steel. So this was my very first Bark River, and it's only been a couple years since I picked up my first Bark River. So I got this thing and I started playing around with it. I'd been using a lot of other knives at the time, and some good quality knives, but nothing really in this price range. And I was a little skeptical at first, but I'm telling you, from day one using that thing, it just works. And I mean, it opened up a can of worms, as you can see on the table here. So anyway, fast forward to today, this is where we're at. So obviously I like the Bark River brand. Obviously, if you guys watch some of the videos, you can see that I do use the knives for what they're designed to be used for. And they hold up fantastically. Absolutely great knives. I know there's a lot of controversy on the web in the years past over the brand, whatnot. Here's the deal, guys. They're putting out amazing hand-finished semi-production knives at a rate that no one else in the industry can even touch. I mean, for example, a lot of this is natural canvas micarta here, but here's a nice example of a bog oak, okay? And then it has a white and a toxic green liner. And this is the Mini Aurora. Here's another bog oak, and this is a different batch. You can see the variations in colors. Also with liners, toxic green. Here's a vintage linen micarta. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's one of my favorite handle materials. But the point being is, guys, that and this isn't even close to some of the exotics they have. I mean, they've been putting out some of the best spalted maple for the last year, 2 years, through DLT exclusive. Jason Thone's providing that spalted maple, and it's amazing. And as of recent, they've been doing mammoth as well, and just insane mammoth. Now that's really expensive. I mean, you're looking at $500 a blade there, but they also do spacers. This is a Bloody Basin Acrylic Spacer, and it has natural canvas micarta frames, is what they call the lines, the borders of the spacer, where they segment the handle, and also the liners. And they're thin. It's probably going to be hard to see on here, but they are their natural canvas. But they do a lot of the spacers, so if you like, that's the Bravo EDC, by the way, and this has a swedge on it. Looks like a little Bowie knife. Very cool. Great blade. This is 3V as well. So point being, the handle selection can't be touched by anyone else in the industry either. So they're leading, you know, in production of these semi-production knives, in the handle options, handle material options. The blade steel, I mean, the steels are the best you can get. 3V, A2, Magna Cut, S45, VN, LMAX, well, they don't carry the LMAX anymore, but the S45 VN is pretty much identical. CPM 154, pretty much all the best powdered metal steels available they are carrying, so another plus. And then the biggest selling point, and the biggest thing that I think drives me towards this brand is just Mike Stewart, his philosophy, the company and the employees themselves, and the community and the environment that they've created for their customers. I'm online on the same page as Mike Stewart every single day, and he's answering questions every single day. Sitting in front of a computer on a Facebook group for Bark River Knives, answering questions every single day. Every single day. His son, Jim, knocking out some customs in the shop, also on there. The whole family's involved, and they're all involved online as well, and they're connected through their suppliers, DLT Trading, Knife Ship Free. Those guys are all on these pages as well. I mean, it's a big knife community, and they're all connected. So if I need information on these blades, if I want to buy these blades in the secondhand market, if I am looking to see different models of these blades, all of it's right there at my fingertips. And these guys are all just, they're great guys. I mean, the knife community is so cool. I've met so many friends from all over the world. I've shipped, you know, to Sweden, to Canada, all over. Made friends, you know, across the globe, and all because a sharp piece of metal with a handle on it. Pretty cool, guys. So anyway, that's kind of my rundown of the philosophy of why I choose Bark River Knives and why I think it is a value at the price it is. And a lot of these blades, guys, can be bought brand new, base, you know, just the regular black canvas or green micarta, black natural or green canvas micarta, around either, for the smaller blades, a lot of them can be bought brand new in that configuration for right around $200, up to $300 for some of the medium size, the bigger ones. I mean, that's really not that bad, guys, for a hand finished custom, semi-custom knife. It's pretty cool. And you know, another thing another knock that they get too is the fit and finish sometimes. Just, you know, catch an edge somewhere, fingernail, on a pin, or maybe a little bit of a sharp edge on the transition. You know, and again, guys, these guys they're putting out hundreds. I think they're put out right now like around 200 knives a day, start to finish. So after they're cut and everything and back from all that stuff. So it's pretty insane. It's a crazy amount. So they're bound, they're human, they're bound to miss some things, and they get knocked hard for it. The cool thing is, a lot of those can be fixed very easily with very little effort and very little money and time. For example, I have 2 of these PSK EDCs. So this is an older model in Crewwear, and I just picked this model up here in Magna Cut steel. So when I got this, right around the finger groove up front here, it was a little bit, the edges were sharp. It was, they just weren't ever chamfered or rounded. It was, you know, it was missed. Not a big deal. How did I went back, I looked at my other one. It was rounded, you know, nice smooth transitions, no sharp edges. So I confirmed that it probably was not part of the design by doing that. And then I went ahead and, I was going to anyway, but I just took a little 220 sandpaper. I just hit those edges, rounded them off smooth, took my time, and then I worked my way up with a little bit of 600 grit, and then a little bit of, I think I used 800 is what I had next, and then 1500 to get the polish back, and hit it with a little bit of polishing compound, and the finish is right back to normal. You would never know anything was ever modified on it, and it's comfortable again. So that was something that a lot of people would have went online and complained and threw a fit on the page about, and that, you know, that people see that and it hurts the brand. I'm not a fanboy. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not sitting here trying to defend this, that, and the other thing, but I do think that sometimes there's a lot of unjust negativity. I can do videos on that for you guys if you want. It's very, very easy to modify your handle slightly. And when I say that, I mean, you know, contouring, rounding some edges, stuff like that, very simple. If you guys want to see those videos, let me know in the comments, put some requests up. Please do, please let me know what you guys want to see. I'm just kind of throwing up a little bit of this, a little bit of that right now. And the last reason that I'm going to discuss today, or my logic for choosing the brand, is the company itself and the footprint that it has. It's an American company that uses only American steel, and they employ, I don't know how many employees right now at Bark River, but there's a lot. So, you know, these people, they're making their living making these knives, busting their butts in the hot shop on the grinding wheels, making these knives, and supporting their families with the income. So for me, especially right now, this time in history, it's important for me to support American-made products. So Bark River Knives, American-made, great company, and their footprint on the market, you know, especially there in Michigan where they're at. I mean, they're known all over. They were just they have grinding events where you can come for one price for the weekend, and you can build your own knife. You get the help from the Bark River crew. There's custom knife makers that usually are there. Aaron Seibert, he's an amazing up and coming knife maker, leather worker, all around everything. If you need something, go see him, Aaron Seibert Studios. He's only been forging blades for a couple years, and they're absolutely incredible. His progression is insane. He's usually there helping guys grind, and other big makers, Donovan Phillips. Well, he's not necessarily, I guess, a maker, but Chopping Sports, Donovan Phillips is there usually a lot of times. You know, and so many good up-and-coming makers, so many good, well-known makers there to help guys. So not only do you get a weekend to meet the whole family, the whole crew at Bark River, all the fixings provided, but you also get to meet a lot of the people online, on the groups, and you get to build your own knife with the help of custom knife makers. I mean, it's a pretty fantastic thing, and they do this twice a year. And it's just an awesome event that they do, and like I said, this is what they've created this atmosphere for their customers, and it's awesome. It really is. It's a big family, and that's, you know, these are some of the reasons why I choose my knife collection a lot. You know, I have Bark Rivers, and the other knife brand that is the majority of my collection is LT Wright. Again, American made, great guy. LT Wright employs a lot of people, and just fantastic handmade knives, semi-production. So, in a semi-production, these are cut out, guys. The blanks are cut out, and then the initial beveling is done. So when they get these on the grinding line, say this for example, this would have a flat bevel where the Scandi is, and then they would finish this off on the slack belt and put the convex edge on it on the slack belt. So that's why they are called semi-production and not 100% handmade, because of that part of the process, and that is done so that they can make the quantity of knives that they do because of the demand from the customers. The demand is insane. As soon as they make them, they're sold. Right now they're like, I think they're like 40,000 knives back ordered. So obviously people like the blades, and there's a reason, and these are my reasons. So, you know, everything about them is fantastic. I have no negative comments at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. I just wanted to give my thoughts and my reasoning on why I choose this brand. It's featured a lot in my videos here on YouTube, and I've had some questions on, you know, the pricing and stuff. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview of what my logic is and why I choose this brand. So it's more than just the knife, it's the whole, it's the people behind the knife. That is the main reason. The people behind these have created something that's incredible in the knife community, in my opinion. So thanks guys for tuning in, and I hope you had fun. Please comment with any request videos you have. Please interact. We want to interact with you guys, and we want to have fun. And you know, this is, like I said, the knife community, it's awesome, and you know, there's no reason why we can't all get connected and sharing the fun. So till next time guys, stay sharp, and we'll see you then.